Hello friends, welcome to Native Mobile Bits. My name is Sachin and we are going to start a series to learn Flutter. Okay, we are going to learn everything from basic and we are going to eventually build beautiful applications using Flutter. And trust me when I say this, I still love Android Native and I will continue to do so. But for now, we are going to learn about Flutter and Dart first. Before learning Flutter, we need to install the SDK and we need to set up all the things which we need in order to use Flutter and Dart programming language. So today we are going to start with the very basic step which we need to do when we start learning a new programming language, and that is going to be our SDK setup. And I'm going to tell you which IDE we need to use, and if you are not familiar with that also, I will also help you to install that and be ready for this series. Okay, so in this video we are going to install the Flutter SDK, and we can install on Windows, Mac, Linux or Chrome OS, whichever device you are using. But as I am using Mac OS, so I'm going to select this one, and then we have some system requirement, and I have my system ready with all of these requirements. Basically most of the systems are compatible with these. Now we have multiple instructions here, so as we have two different options in Mac OS as well, we need to select based on our chip. So I'm using Mac silicon chip, this one. So I'm going to select this and download this folder anywhere. Let's say I'm just saving it on desktop. Okay, so our Flutter SDK started downloading. Now the download is completed. Let's go to desktop. We have this zip file downloaded. Now we need to extract it, and the best way to extract this Flutter SDK will be that we create a separate folder for it anywhere inside our laptop. So let's create one new folder and let's call it Flutter coding. We can call it anything we like. Basically we are going to put SDK or any other things related to Flutter in this folder. Okay, let's take this here, let's add it here. Now we need to extract the Flutter SDK inside this folder, so let's just copy this, come here and paste it here. Now we can just extract it. So I am just extracting this zip file, and it will just paste all the things whatever we have downloaded inside this Flutter SDK in this Flutter coding folder. Okay, so now we can just delete this and we have our Flutter SDK. Okay, now let's get back to that installation guide and let's check what are the next step, right? So we can just come here, and this is the second step. Basically just create one folder. Here they are showing the folder name as development and just unzipping the downloaded SDK zip folder, which we have already done, right? Now in the next step we need to give this Flutter path where we have installed the SDK inside this path variable. Basically we need to export the Flutter SDK path so that we can access Flutter from anywhere, right? So we have this Flutter SDK inside this Flutter coding package, right? We have this Flutter coding package, then we have this Flutter SDK installed, and we have bin folder, and here we have Dart and Flutter SDK executables, right? These are the executable files, and we need to export the path of this bin folder inside our path variable. And how we can do that? Basically we just need to run this command. For that, first we need to open terminal, and this is exactly like command prompt in Windows, and here we can just go to this path of this Flutter SDK. So this is basically on desktop. So right now I am on desktop, and then I have this folder Flutter coding. So I can just open Flutter coding. So now I am at Flutter coding. Inside Flutter coding I have the Flutter SDK, right? This one. So now here I can run that command export path, and inside this path I have Flutter, and then I have this bin folder. Okay, I can just execute this, and this command is executed. Now we have access to Flutter. Okay, let's write Flutter and it will be showing us all the commands which we can do with the help of command prompt. Okay, so just to check the version, let's clear everything. Let's write Flutter version, and this is showing us that we are right now at Flutter 3.16.2, and this is a stable channel. Of course, it's a stable release, and we also have Dart SDK installed. So when we install Flutter SDK, Dart SDK comes along because we write code using Dart for Flutter, right? So we have Flutter 3.16.2 and Dart 3.2.2. We can also check with the help of Dart version, I think, and it will show us the Dart SDK version as well. So now we have both Flutter and Dart, but one thing you will notice that right now we are just trying to access these things, Flutter and Dart, inside Flutter coding path. Let's say we close this, we open a new window, and here if we try to write Flutter, it is showing that command is not found. That's because we have not set up this path globally in our system, right? We need to set this Flutter bin path, this one, this folder where we have these two executable globally inside our computer system. Okay, to do that, first let's clear this. So first we need to open the path variable file, so we can open that with the help of nano ZSHRC, this one. So now we need to provide the path here. So first we need to take this command. Okay, we have this command, right? Now instead of this, we need to write the actual path. Now we need to take the actual path of this flutter slash win. So we can just go to the desktop. We have this folder inside Flutter coding, Flutter and bin. We need to take this path, so we can just copy from here and we can just add it here. So we are running this command export path, then we are having this $symbol path, and we are providing the actual path of our Flutter SDK. Now we need to save this path which we have pasted here inside this file. So we need to first save this file with this newly added path, and to do that we just need to press Ctrl O and hit enter. Then we just need to exit from this file with the help of Ctrl X. Now inside this ZSHRC file, basically this is a shell file where we have all the path variables. We have added this Flutter path as well, so we need to save this file. We can do that with the help of Ctrl O and hit enter. Then we can just press Ctrl X and we will just exit from this file. Now terminal will not pick our path automatically until unless either we close and restart the terminal, or we can just source the terminal with this command, this one. Okay, now we can just clear everything and we can write Flutter and it will give us all the details. So basically now we can close this, we can open another terminal window. Let's increase this and write which Flutter, and it will just give us the exact path of our Flutter SDK, right? We can also write Flutter version to check the version. We can also write Dart version, and we can do that again and again in one new terminal window, and it will just give us the proper values. Okay, so we are sure that now our installation is successful and we have also exported the Flutter and Dart SDK path correctly. So that's about the installation part, my friends, and in this installation video we have installed the Flutter and Dart SDK, and in the next video I will start showing you how we can leverage the Dart programming language to build something good. First we are going to learn about Dart programming language, and I will show you that from the next video onwards. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next video.